in the league, homie. Let's speak on it, a stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it, don't tell them, they gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor. I got it covered, D's corner. I'm the top dog in the league.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Hey, we have round one in the bag. We're going to do the grades here. This is D's Corner. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate that. Last night's round one of the NFL draft was something crazy. I think, in my opinion, I don't think too many teams, actually, I don't think any team can truly be considered the loser. Maybe the Cleveland Browns. For passing up what many believe is a true unicorn when it comes to Travis Hunter. But I'm gonna jump in real quick with the round one recap and the draft grades. We'll do the same thing for 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. At the end of the draft, I'll knock out all 32 teams and give their draft grades. Again, guys, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite pick or the first round was. I'll let you know what mine was coming up, but we'll jump into the video. Got to give the Tennessee Titans an A for building up this team around this pick, knowing that this pick was going to be Cam Ward. It's a really good pick. Of course, he's not a perfect prospect. He still has a lot of things to work on, but the humility in him coming as a zero-star recruit, going to Incarnate Ward, then Washington State, and then Miami, showing that he's able to lead in different programs, size programs, if you will. But I think he'll be able to come in and be a really good quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Got to give the pick an A. It's a definite need. He was the best one in the draft, and wasn't really a very strong draft class. So you got to be honest about that. I could see people giving this a B, but it is the Titans, and they have not had much of anything to work with the last couple of years. So, got to give the Titans an A. The trade that started it all, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they traded away the number 5 overall pick, the 2nd and 4th round picks this year, a 2026 first round pick next year, all to get the number 2 overall pick, the 4th round and a 6th round pick this year from the Cleveland Browns, but they selected the wide receiver cornerback out of Colorado, Travis Hunter. Got to give this pick an A+. When you look at both teams, let me grade the pick first. The pick of Travis Hunter, you got to give an A+ to. Bring this kid back home. They said they're going to primarily use him as a wide receiver and sprinkle in some corner. I honestly think he's their number 1 corner right now. The wide receiver, he can be a 1A, 1B, 2 Brian Thomas. They still have Gabe Davis released their tight end. They have a young tight end they drafted last year. Solid offensive line, decent rushing attack, but this is going to help Trevor Lawrence. Right now, with this pick of Travis, all eyes immediately shift to Travis Hunter and what this team is able to do with him and how they use him. So maybe a lot of pressure comes off of Trevor Lawrence. Now, for the trade, I honestly like the trade for both teams. I understand the Browns not wanting to give up Travis Hunter, but when you look at their secondary, they're already 3 deep at their first 3 corners position. They're more than just a wide receiver away. They don't have a true quarterback, especially for the future. I understand building up this roster, getting as many picks as you can because you screwed yourself with the Deshaun Watson deal. Now you have a little bit of breathing room, but it is not coming in the 2025 NFL season. But moving forward, you do. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, I really love the pick. They've done everything they can offensively through free agency, especially on the line. They've retooled their offensive line. Liam Cohen is an offensive-minded coach. Getting a unicorn of a ball player, someone who has incredibly soft hands. His body contortion is off the chain. Like, this kid is amazing, and he is going to be all about football. And he's back home. All he's going to be wanting to do is fish and play football. This kid, you have to love the pick. You have to love the trade. You have to love the balls that the Jacksonville Jaguars had to even move up to do it. So, love everything about this pick. Next up, the New York Giants selected Abdul Carter, edge out of Penn State. I give this an A plus as well. You have your Micah Parsons clone. How you utilize him, Thibodeaux, and Brian Burns along with Dexter Lawrence is yet to be seen, but you have the makings to have one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. Pick 4, I love the pick of the Patriots selecting Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. The man's quote said he is ready to live and die trying to protect Drake May. Give the pick an A. Really, really solid pick. Of course, there was only a few blue chip players. Will Campbell is probably the best or arguably the best left tackle in this draft. Offensive tackles, especially on the left side, don't come available in free agency very often, and you don't get them later on in the draft. You got to select them when you can. Good pick for Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. Pick 5, the Browns selected Mason Graham. I understand the pick. He's also one of the top 5 players. So for you to get one of the top 5 players in the top 5, really good for the Cleveland Browns. Being able to accumulate the pick and compensations that they have for trading away that number 2 overall pick is really good as well. Your defensive line should be nice with this addition, playing him next to Myles Garrett. Myles is going to take double and triple team sometime. Mason Graham can win one-on-one. He's stout against the run. He understands leverage for him to be a shorter guy. Really like this pickup, so I got to give the B+ to the Browns. The Raiders at 6 select Ashton Jeanty. I give this pick an A+. The running back out of Boise State. This is your Beast Mode 2.0. He is an electric running back. He did have a ton of carries last year. You have to wonder how that is going to affect him moving forward, how much tread on the tires. NFL is not for long league, especially at the running back position. He's not going to be able to get the number of carries that he had at Boise State and take that kind of punishment week in and week out in the NFL. But right now, I love this pick for this Las Vegas Raiders team. Chip Kelly running the offense, Pete Carroll. No, we like the ground and pound. He has a quarterback that he trusts and has familiarity with. Really good start for the Raiders. Looking forward to what they do in rounds 2 and 3 today. Pick 7, Aaron Glenn, new head coach of the New York Jets, select Armin Membo, the offensive tackle, the right tackle out of Missouri. He's going to plug in and play. You have a young offensive line, Olu at left, Membo at the right. Give this an A+ pick. You have your offensive line now set. You have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, who has been reported that he could be had in trades, but they have their quarterback, at least for the now, in Justin Fields. With this offensive line, some rushing lanes are going to be open. Really good pickup. Aaron Glenn saw what having a dominant offensive line look like in Detroit. He wants to make a spitting image of that in New York. Love the pick for the Jets. The Panthers get T-Mac, Tedero McMillan, that wide receiver out of Arizona. Not sure how many people had him this high as a player, but I got to give the pick a B. 6'4" in the makings of a Mike Evans. You got to believe that the Panthers are going to continue to build around Bryce. Leggett last year, McMillan this year. Drafted a running back last year, but he's torn his ACL twice out of Texas. We'll see how that goes. This is a good pick. You now have a guy who can win on the 50-50 ball. So he's someone who plays better in the slot for him having his size. He's a movable piece, but he's a really good red zone target as well. Someone with that big catch radius can really help out Bryce Young and almost be a security blanket for him. The New Orleans Saints at 9 take Kelvin Banks Jr., the offensive tackle out of Texas. They bypass a quarterback, even though they are in need. Ryan Ramczyk retired. Trevor Penning, they did not pick up his 5th-year option. Kelvin Banks only gave up 4 sacks in his 4-year career thus far, or his 4-year collegiate career. You have to believe that this guy is going to come in and be a plug-and-play player at your left side. Kellen Moore, also from Philly, sees what it is, where you have to butter your biscuits. You have to where your bread is buttered, you have to, and it's on the offensive lines in the trenches. In the trenches, you want to establish that first. Alvin Kamara cannot get going if there's no blocking up front. Whoever your quarterback is means nothing if they're on their back. Kelvin Banks is going to ensure that that's not the case. Got to give the Saints a B for this pick. The Bears, I give the Bears an A for taking the first tight end off the board, being Colston Loveland, not Tyler Warren, the tight end out of Michigan. Colston Loveland is in the make of the Sam Laporta, the T.J. Hockenson, the George Kittle, those Iowa tight ends, and he's from Michigan. However, he is a true fluid tight end, aggressive at the catch point, big red zone target. Ben Johnson knows how to utilize his tight ends. This Bears offense is literally being remade in the image of Ben Johnson, and you have got to love what they have done throughout the offseason and into the NFL draft. They have 2 picks coming up here in the second round. We'll see how that goes. But right now, I got to give this pick a Coastal Loveland an A. He should definitely be a security blanket for Caleb Williams. The San Francisco 49ers selected Mykel Williams, the edge out of Georgia. I give this pick a B. He does not have a large tool bag of pass rush moves. Everything is pretty much speed to power. However, playing the opposite of Nicky Bosa, under Robert Saleh, he will come along. He will be able to set the edge early, especially on the runs. He will be able to make an impact with Bosa commanding more attention. I really like this pickup. There's not too many picks that happened last night that I was not a fan of, but I enjoyed this pick for the San Francisco 49ers. They could have gone a number of ways here. You could have gone Shamar Stewart, more potential than production here, but Mykel Williams anchoring that Georgia defense. We know what that Georgia defense has been. They got him a dog here. I got to give him a B. The Dallas Cowboys. Zach Martin retired. They instantly replaced him with Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. I have to give this pick an A. He is a bruiser up front. He's going to help this now revamped young offensive line with Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker. They still have Terrence Steele on the right side. I can't think of the center's name off the top of my head, but this offensive line should now be solid, especially up the middle. You want to open up running lanes for Miles Sanders, for Javonte Williams. You want to make sure that Dak Prescott is protected. CeeDee Lamb does need a running mate. The Cowboys are equipped with a good amount of picks. I want to say 10 in this draft. This was a really, really, really good pick, a Jerry Jones type pick. All mock drafts, even mine, was giving the Cowboys an offensive lineman, a wide receiver. I gave him Tyler Booker my very first mock draft, only because I felt like that's where Jerry would go. As it went on, I thought he would probably go somewhere on the defensive line, but Tyler Booker is a really good pickup for the Cowboys. The Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan. I give this pick a B. They needed some help up front. They need to be nastier up front, especially defensively. Teron Armstead retired. You're going to have to protect Tua. They drafted Patrick Paul last year out of Houston. We'll see how that goes. But with Kenneth Grant, this defense now has someone who can hold up on double teams, allow those linebackers to run free. He is stout against the run, and he can give you a nice solid push from the interior. Really good pickup for the Miami Dolphins. Not a necessary position of dire need, but was a position of need. So I give the Dolphins a B. The Indianapolis Colts. My Indianapolis Colts. I am happy to say we were able to get Tyler Warren. I give this pick at A+. The tight end from Penn State, jack of all trades, can do it all. Catch, run. He'll block. He is aggressive and nasty as a blocker. He is a violent football player. He's violent with the ball in his hands. He's violent when he's blocking. Our offensive weapons are extremely, extremely good with Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell, Alex Pierce, Jonathan Taylor. Solid offensive line. You lost 2 pieces, but you kind of replaced them through the draft last year. The quarterback position has been holding us back. I am hoping that whoever our quarterback is, hopefully it is Anthony Richardson. You do not want to say that this kid got beat out by Daniel freaking Jones. But Tyler Warren should be able to do a lot for Shane Steichen. Hopefully, the Indianapolis Colts have a good season to where we're not looking for a new coach next year. Whoever the quarterback is going to be, they have a offense to really, really work with. This is why I did a video about Shedeur, and I said I would not be upset if we drafted Shedeur. Hell, especially now if he slid to us in the second round, because what he is consistent, he's accurate, he's calm, and he doesn't flinch. He can be a hell of a game manager for the Indianapolis Colts with this offensive weaponry that they have. Sorry about my little Colts rant. Happy with the pick. A plus for the Colts. Atlanta Falcons, Jalen Walker, first pick for them. Edge out of Georgia. Got to give it a B. Played primarily on the inside. Raheem Morris should be able to utilize him. It was reported that when he is fully healthy, he's a legit 4-4 speed type guy. So him coming off the edge is going to really impact that NFC South, especially in those domes with New Orleans and the Falcons. Walter Nolan goes 16 to the Cardinals. I love this pick for the Cardinals. I got to give it an A. Walter Nolan was the second overall recruit behind Travis Hunter. He is going to a good defensive line that is only adding more and more depth pieces, more and more rotational pieces. Walter Nolan, Robinson from last year, they have Baron Browning, and they also picked up Josh Sweat from Philly this year. Coach Gannon is really going to have what he wants along that defensive front to consistently throw different bodies in there and keep that pass rush come in after your quarterback, play in and play out, quarter in, quarter out. Really like to pick up for the Cardinals. Cincinnati Bengals draft Shamar Stewart, the edge out of Texas A&M at 17. I give this a B. I really like the kid's potential, like everyone else. The measurables, he's a freak. The production wasn't there. He's extremely disruptive, but he did not have a ton of production. You'll have to see how that goes, what he's able to learn from Trey Hendrickson. If Trey Hendrickson is there, could he be traded today? They haven't come to terms on a new contract yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I give the Bengals a B. Shamar Stewart is a good football player. We'll see if they're able to unlock his potential and make him into a great one. Seattle Seahawks at 18 select Gray Zabel, the offensive guard out of North Dakota State. I have to give this pick a B. They need help in their trenches. They're going to want to open up lanes for those two backs that they have in Walker and Charbonnet. They're going to want to protect Sam Darnold. You have to protect Sam Darnold. Not that you're just going to want to. You're going to have to protect Sam Darnold. But I think this team is really going to be run the ball first, play good defense, hit you with the play action pass when they can. Gray Zabel, I got to give the Seahawks, a B on their draft pick. Pick 19. This was a little bit of a head scratcher at first with Emeka Egbuka going 19 to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the wide receiver from Ohio State. Do-all wide receiver, can play in a slot, can play out. A lot of the stuff that he does is very similar to Chris Godwin. He's probably more, he has more speed than Godwin. But this tells me that Godwin may not be as healthy as we think. So, along with Mike Evans being 31, Emeka Egbuka is going to come in, have two solid, savvy vets to learn from, and hopefully begin his career before he's able to take over and be Baker Mayfield's new number one down there in Tampa. But I do give the Bucs a B on this pick. This was one of my favorite picks. Jahdae Barron, the DB out of Texas, going to the Broncos. You're playing the Thorpe Award winner this year opposite of Patrick Surtain, one of the, if not the best corner in all of football. Barron can play slot. He can play safety. He can play corner. They still have Riley Cooper, another corner from Iowa, who can run and who can play and was playing well before injury last year. The Broncos know that for them to consistently be playoff teams and challenge for that AFC West, they have to impact the game that Patrick Mahomes plays. Through the passing and rushing up front, they're going ahead and they're going to ensure that they have a young, savvy secondary who's going to be nasty and get at you. I love Jahdae Barron for the Denver Broncos. Pick 21, the Steelers also passed on a quarterback. They did not go with Shedeur Sanders. That's been the talk of the town. Pick 21, they go Derek Harmon, the defensive tackle out of Oregon. This was actually my pick for them on my last mock draft, so I give them an A for this. You're gonna need it. The only thing now, how do some of them veterans feel that we did not get a quarterback? We still don't have a quarterback. We don't have a pick until the third round this evening. How is that really going to go? Not too sure, but they got Derek Harmon. He's going to be Cam Hayward's eventual replacement. We'll see how that goes and where they move forward with the quarterback. I do like the pick. Another pick that I love, Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina, the running back, goes to the LA Chargers at 22. Powerful, strong back who is able to run through tackles. He has the burst. With Greg Roman's offense, Najee Harris, Omarion Hampton, a solid offensive line. This kid is really going to be able to open up the passing game for Justin Herbert, for Ladd McConkey, for Mike Williams, for whoever else they draft. They're going to have to add bodies to their wide receiving core. Omarion Hampton, I love the pick for the Chargers. Got to give it an A. Green Bay Packers, another pick I truly like. They haven't taken a wide receiver in forever. First round wide receiver, Matthew Golden. They wait until the draft comes to Green Bay to do something they haven't done in a very long time. This guy's 4.29 speed, but he's not just a burner. He's a true wide receiver who knows how to play leverage and get open and create his own separation. Really, really, really like this pick for Jordan Love and for the Green Bay Packers. At 24, the Vikings took Donovan Jackson, who has the potential to be an all-pro guard. He was an all-American guard. Josh Simmons got hurt, so he was actually forced or asked to kick out to the left tackle. His first game at left tackle was against Penn State and against Abdul Carter, so of course he didn't fare too well. But he is going to come in and help solidify this Vikings offensive line, who added Ryan Kelly and Will Fries from the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to run the football. They're not going to ask very much of J.J. McCarthy. This offensive team has a good, solid foundation offensively with the line and the skill players. Hopefully their quarterback works for them. I really like the pick of Donovan Jackson. Got to give the Vikings an A. We had another trade. Jackson Dart is coming off the board at 25 with the Giants trading up. They gave up their 2025 second and third round picks, a 2026 third round pick, to the Houston Texans for the 25th pick. I give this pick a B. That is really good value for the pick. I have to go ahead and make a few comments here because the reports yesterday watching the draft was Jackson Dart reminds you of Josh Allen. No, he does not. He is not a big man like Josh Allen. He does have an okay arm. He does not run as well as Josh Allen or through people like Josh Allen. It's okay if he was their cup of tea and Shedeur wasn't. Shedeur is not an athlete. Shedeur is not his dad when it comes to speed. Shedeur is not Patrick Mahomes when it comes to the arm talent or the escapability or the magic. But Shedeur is a solid freaking quarterback. What pissed me off about when you're talking about Shedeur seems that they kept trying to find ways to diminish the young man that he is by saying things about his play. Shedeur is, I saw on the facility, Chase Daniels said some dumb stuff talking about Shedeur he didn't have the trademarks to be a first round pick, the things you can't coach. Tua was a first round pick. Brock Osweiler was a first round pick. Yes, he was crazy tall and he could throw the ball a mile. He sucked as a quarterback. Shedeur is bigger than Tua. Everything that Tua does, Shedeur can do. Jared Goff, everything he does, Shedeur can do. Jared Goff was the number one pick. Just say that Shedeur is not their cup of tea. Shedeur, brashness and confidence in himself. He has a cornerback mentality in a quarterback. If he throws an interception, he goes right back out there and has no problem. He plays cool, calm, and collected. He's never too high. He's never too low. He's not put his teammates down. He was the most sacked quarterback and still had one of the best completion percentages in all of college football history. Miss me with that. Shador's going to be a damn good quarterback in the NFL. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get he wasn't a first round pick. Fortunately for Jackson Dart, he was. Jackson's not expected to play. This pick to me, I wonder if it was the owner saying we need our quarterback of the future, because if they start off rocky, this coaching staff and GM's not going to be there no way. So Jackson Dart necessarily didn't get drafted to the best situation, because the guy who made Josh Allen might not be there to make Jackson Dart Jackson Dart. Pick 26, we had another trade, which was crazy. The Falcons gave up their 2025 second and seventh round picks and the 2026 first round pick to get the 26th pick from the LA Rams. The Falcons selected James Pierce Jr., the edge out of Tennessee. They double dipped at the edge position. Two freak athletes at the edge position. Pierce more technically sound at the position. Extremely productive at the University of Tennessee. They had some questions about his character and maturity concerns. I honestly don't foresee too much of that. But I like the pick. You got to give the pick a B. Not really sure that I love the trade by any means. You gave up a second and a seventh this year and a first next year. You are more than edge rushers away from being able to truly compete in this team and now, or in this division. And now you do not have a second round pick this year. Not sure what the hell's going on with the Falcons. Maybe they're going to trade Kirk Cousins this evening. We'll see how that goes, but got to give this pick a B. Not sure where the Falcons' mindset is moving forward. At 27, I love the pick of Malachi Starks, the safety out of Georgia, going to the Baltimore Ravens. You're pairing this guy his football IQ is extremely high, and you are pairing him with Kyle Hamilton, with Marlon Humphrey, with Nate Wiggins. The secondary is beginning to come together. The secondary is beginning to look a lot like the old Ravens style secondary. Really, really, really like this pick. The value of the pick, where they got him, not having to move, not needing to give up anything. This is a good pick for the Baltimore Ravens. At pick 28, Tyleik Williams, the defensive tackle out of Ohio State, goes to the Lions. I give this a B as well. He is able to play up and down that defensive line. That gives you a lot of versatility and a lot of different variety of ways to use your defensive pass rush, because Aiden Hutchinson is also a player you can move up and down that line of scrimmage. So I give the Lions a B. I understand where they're going. Aiden Hutchinson needs as much help on that defensive front as he can get. Tyleik Williams is a beautiful pick for the Detroit Lions. Pick 29, Josh Connolly Jr., the tackle out of Oregon, goes to the Washington Commanders. I give this pick an A. This is a guy who can come in, sit, and learn behind Laramie Tunsil, or he can possibly play guard. You want to protect Jaden Daniels. Good pick, especially with the value, where you got him and everything. Continue to add resources to that offensive line. At pick 30, one of my favorite corners in the draft, Maxwell Harrison, goes to the Buffalo Bills. He's a corner from Kentucky. I give this an A. Maxwell should be able to come in and start immediately. He is a feisty corner. He is going to mirror whoever. He's 4.28, the fastest guy this year's combine. Very, very, very good clean tape when you watch him. Very aggressive. He plays like a big man. He's only about a 5'11", but love his moxie and love his attitude in that secondary. Really good addition to the Bills. Pick 31, we had another trade. The Eagles gave up pick 32 and a 5th round pick this year to the Chiefs to acquire the 31st overall pick. And with that pick, they selected Jihad Campbell, the linebacker out of Alabama. I give this pick an A. Honestly, it should be an A+. This is probably the best linebacker in the draft. He's coming from a documented program in which he started off as an edge rusher. They put him in the middle because he was just too talented to keep off the field. His arsenal and what he's capable to do on the defensive side of the football, line up across from Nolan Smith and rush from the edge, line up as a middle backer with Zach Bond and drop in coverage. He can blitz. He can wear your green dot. He can call your defenses. He can make the checks. This guy is a really good football player, and I can't believe the Eagles were able to get him. I can't believe he slid to them, but he did have a shoulder injury, and the rich continue to get richer in the draft world with the Philadelphia Eagles. I got to give this pick an A. Lastly, 32nd overall, the Chiefs select Josh Simmons, the left tackle out of Ohio State, which many believe was the best offensive tackle in this draft. He had a patella issue. He'll be able to come in and sit and heal and rehab. He'll be able to sit behind Moore, I think is the name of the left tackle that they signed from the San Francisco 49ers. This guy will be the blindside protector of the future for Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs. You got to give this pick an A, especially for where they got him. Trading back, getting a free 5th round pick. Really good value for the Chiefs. Here are the two teams who did not pick with the trades. The Texans, they traded away the 25th pick to the Giants. I give them an A. They were able to accumulate. They flipped 1 pick into 3 picks. Got to give them an A for their trade. They did, in my opinion, they did not lose on night 1, being able to accumulate multiple day 2 picks, and that's really where the meat and potatoes is of this draft. And the LA Rams, they got an A+ because they got a 2nd round pick this year, which they did not have, another 7th round pick, and a 1st round pick next year. Only to give up the 26th pick when this team's roster is kind of set that anything that they get will be additional. I think this team will win the NFC West, but I give the LA Rams an A+ for draft night 1, especially round 1, however you want to say it. I want to see what they're able to do in rounds 2 and 3 and throughout the rest of the draft. But that's the video, guys. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, man. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought of the draft. And I'm excited for rounds 2 and 3. Stay tuned for those grades and those reactions as well. Have a good one. I'm out.